The Talking Cheeseheads on CheeseheadTalk.com.
So there's this little used cliche that you don't hear very much these days. It's somewhere a vast remnant from the past. It goes something like this: defense wins championships. I don't know if you've ever heard that. Have you? Okay, it's used all the time, and it makes sense, especially when you look at the Super Bowl, right? How about those Seattle Seahawks? Okay, so here's where it scares me a little bit. I was talking all last week about how the Packers should look to build a team in the way the Broncos are fashioned. Well, that's fine, but they might want to pay a little bit more attention to defense, even more, because defense wins championships. You can change the rules. You can have offensive seasons that are insane. Just look at the Super Bowls. Look at who ends up winning championships. Ravens last year. Seahawks this year, obviously. You go before that, the Giants. Now, I know the Giants were 27th ranked during the year, but what happened in the playoffs? Their defense turned it on. They had the players and the talent, and they turned it on, and they shut people down. And that's what ended up winning them a second Super Bowl for Eli Manning. Steelers, Patriots. Look at all these teams and what got them done. Even the Saints had one of the best defenses in the league statistically, and then a playmaking defense in the playoffs. What did the Packers have in 2010? Playmakers. And the ability to get off the field. Seems like so long ago. So what scares me is Seattle has this ridiculously good defense. How'd they get it? Well, John Schneider went from Green Bay to Seattle, and apparently every draft pick he touches beyond the 5th round turns to gold. And free agents too. And they're all Hall of Famers. I don't know how long that can last, but clearly Seattle's got a pretty good defense, pretty dominant defense. And what scares me about it is, look, if the Packers were in the AFC, this would probably look a lot better because nobody in the AFC appears to be all that good. But the NFC has some defenses that might get in the Packers' way during this window for Aaron Rodgers. How about Seattle? How about San Francisco? We're familiar with that. How about Carolina? Jeff Fisher's probably doing something in St. Louis that's good because he typically does that stuff. It's not very encouraging as we sit here today. Now, things can turn on a dime in the NFL, but you know what would help? If the Packers actually got a defense. You know how you do that? Yeah, you draft and develop. But in the meantime, how about maybe plug in a hole or two with, what is that thing they call those people who can sign with anyone? What is that? Free, Ted Thompson, help me out with this. Free draft pick? No, free agent. Free agent. Yeah, let's get a couple of those. How about it?
The Talking Cheeseheads on CheeseheadTalk.com.